The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. I'm Tracy Pa. In this edition, Catholics and Muslims revived a document. Madang Hospital receives assistance and players recognized. The Catholic Church and the Muslims in Papua New Guinea are reviving the statement for interreligious dialogue and cooperation against religiously motivated violence. Under the leadership of the Catholic Bishop Conference and the Muslims of Papua New Guinea, both religions are working together to revive and sign the statement to work together to promote the rights of religious and to stop violence in Muslim and Papua New Guinea.
The Catholic Church has maintained a dialogue with the Muslim community in Papua New Guinea since 2002. In 2019, both religions issued a document on human fraternity that condemns religiously motivated violence, initially called the Statement for Interreligious Dialogue and Cooperation Against Religiously Motivated Violence. The statement was supposed to be signed back then, but it was unsuccessful due to COVID-19. This year, both religions revisited the statement and intended to sign an agreement to implement.
And we were always wanting to promote peace. We want to be of help to one another, support one another, and promote respect. And so I'm happy that this is coming up again at this time, and to be able to sign this agreement that we came up with.
The statement contains 10 points. The points outline the importance of rights of a person to choose religion, freedom of belief, and condemn the act of using God's name to justify acts of violence, among others. The Archbishop of Port Moresby Diocese, Cardinal Sir John Ribat, said since 2001, the Catholic Church has reflected on this statement with the intention of promoting peace and respect.
One thing that we agree on, that no one should force others to be able to join their religions. No. That must be a freedom of all, and it must be respected.
Cardinal Ribat said one thing that was agreed on is no one should force another to join a religion. Everyone's freedom of religion must be respected. The Archbishop said the Catholic Church will continue to work closely with the Muslims in Papua New Guinea to implement this statement. Meanwhile, the head of Imam of PNG, Buseri Ismail, shared the same sentiment, saying religion is an individual right and it must be respected with fairness and integrity.
Thank God the Almighty for making this conference a successful one.
Susan Oriape, TVWAN News.
Over the last couple of weeks, Madang General Hospital in the Madang province has been badly affected by water and power outage, and much more recently, the shortage of food and kitchen supplies. This has left patients having less and resorting to baked buns since midweek. But thanks to Golden Rice Investment, a local company run by resident Danny Neo had food supplies delivered to the hospital on Thursday afternoon. Madang General Hospital in Madang province has been badly affected by water and power outages and much more recently the shortage of food. Much to their relief, help arrived on Thursday afternoon. thanks to Golden Rice Investment, a local company run by resident Danny Neo. Neo made arrangement and had food supplies delivered, including store and garden produce, to the hospital. Neo stated that the hospital remains an institution where many people, even himself, come to get basic medical services, and as part of his community service, it was only fair to give back or assist whenever possible.
And because you say you may even no local na foreigner or sick na you may some kissing helping long here na you may not supply one la to year long kissing or medicine or doctor look outing or na this la at least now got likely heavy him so long kai one year me la calcium community service here we must not can kissing one side also.
Dr. Sammy Thompson, surgeon and acting hospital manager, was thankful for the intervention and acknowledged Mr. Neo's kind gesture over the years. He said the tough times has put the hospital and the Madang Provincial Health Authority in their need of supplies necessary for patient care. He added that inpatients are dependent on the care of the health facility daily, including 3 meals a day.
In a time of need, here where the man is having to get me along here, and it will hardly find a capable sick man. If you're going to get this hospital moving a time of need, and 3 plus must run. The system must function, generator must run water and fuel, the carburetor must run. Not why we're going to go on the hospital switch will run here. So, no one can trouble. So, Jenny, thank you.
A 3-man bench of the Waigani Supreme Court reserved the decision of the objection to competency case filed by the former Madang Governor, Peter Yama, to review the decision of the National Court to dismiss his election petition, disputing the results of the 2022 national election against incumbent Governor Ramsey Parua.
The 3-man bench, consisting of Justice Jacinta Murray, Justice Kenneth Frank, and Justice Paulus Doa, reserved the decision because they had to hear an application submitted by Parua's lawyer Martin Combry seeking vacation from the hearing due to concerns raised regarding the relationship between Yama and Chief Justice Segib Salika. It was before the court that Yama and former PNG DF Commander General Jerry Singirok filed 3 election petitions. 1 was dismissed while 2 went to trial. After the trial, the court dismissed Yama's petition due to insufficient evidence. Yama sought a review of that decision and it was granted by the Chief Justice on the 9th of November 2023. According to Combry, the application to vacate the hearing raised a preliminary issue regarding the relationship of Yama and the Chief Justice.
Preliminary objections issue regarding the bias where the relationship of the Chief Justice and the petitioner came into play.
However, the 3-man bench refused that application, stating that the matter should be addressed to the Chief Justice and not another judge. Combry said now that the court has dismissed the application, they will concentrate on the pending application regarding the decision of the objection to competency and a substantive review of that decision.
The substantive application for leave to review is still pending. After the determination of the objection to competency, it will then be obvious whether or not the substantive review will proceed. If the objection to competency is upheld, then the review will not go on because that's the end of the process. If the objection is refused, then we will proceed to the hearing of the substantive application.
Yama's lawyer Ben Lomai said initially when they applied for leave, 5 grounds were relied on, but they only raised 3 grounds.
They made an application for the objections to competency on the basis that initially when we applied for leave, 5 grounds we relied on, and then after when we filed the substantive review, we only raised 3 grounds. And so they said that, well, the court has granted 5 grounds and you only raised 3. So you have not complied with your court orders. Yeah.
Meanwhile, both Yama and Pariwa are looking forward to the outcome of the objection to competency case. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, today announced that the National Executive Council has approved for Cocoland Sugar Development Project in Abao Central Province to be developed as a special economic zone. The project will be spearheaded by a reputable Thai company called the Song Sugar and Cane Consultation Limited. Maru said the proposal is for a 40,000 hectares sugar farm, processing mill and a power plant. Over 20,000 jobs will be created as well.
Very important project for us. Thousands of village people will be able to set up sugarcane farms. The company will provide the seedling, know-how, technology, and support them.
Stay tuned. TVWAN News continues when we come back.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open nets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. It may be the Pacific's largest country, but no one knows Papua New Guinea's population size. That is because the island nation has not been able to organize a successful census survey in decades, and its latest attempt is collapsing.
Going house to house to make sure even the youngest are counted.
Front information is for me, yours is the middle one.
Papua New Guinea is holding a national census. The Pacific nation's last reliable population count was more than 2 decades ago. The census was supposed to wrap up today, but the exercise has been plagued with problems. In Central Province, materials didn't arrive on time.
We tried our best to improvise and manage.
In the capital, Port Moresby, These officers weren't given the electronic tablets they were trained to use for data collection.
We are just doing the household interview manually, using the pen, paper and form.
My sense is the census is on a path to failure.
If that prediction is correct, PNG's government will be, in some respects, flying blind.
Poverty data would be informed by that. Police-to-person ratios, doctor-to-person ratios, all these other very important indicators that really inform planning for government.
It's also crucial information for Australia, which gives roughly $600 million in aid to Papua New Guinea each year. Without accurate population data, it's difficult to know exactly where that should be spent.
Other persons.
The PNG government didn't respond to the ABC's request for comment, but has given census officers an extra 2 months to collect data, providing some hope the numbers might still add up.
He is known for helping sell Brexit to millions of voters. He's a friend of Donald Trump and wants to stop the votes. Right-wing political leader Nigel Farage is again shaking up UK politics as the country prepares for the polls. But despite the images of hidden camera footage of some of his campaign workers making racist and homophobic slurs, he is continuing to attract a lot of support.
On a balmy British evening, Nigel Farage has brought politics to the pub.
There's too many people. That's what it comes down. That's what it comes down to.
The leader of the right-wing Reform UK party and friend of Donald Trump believes freezing non-essential immigration will help solve the UK's problems.
We literally can't cope. We have a shortage of housing, healthcare. You know, we have a real problem.
Your party says that Britain is broken. Why?
Nothing works. Nothing works. We pay more and more tax and we get lower and lower returns.
The election on July the 4th will be Nigel Farage's 8th attempt to win a seat in Parliament, and he's tipped to get it.
I think he's a very good man. I like the way he speaks. He's a straight shooter.
Farage is running in Clacton-on-Sea, where many locals want to stop the boats.
We was known as Great Britain. You can forget about the great now.
Clacton has high unemployment and small businesses are struggling. People here hoped Brexit would fix things, but it didn't.
If the polls are right, the Labor Party's on track to win a majority on July the 4th, ending 14 years of Conservative government. But the Reform Party is hoping to be a dominant force in opposition, and that has the Conservatives worried.
Reform poses a very significant threat to the Conservatives, but this is the Conservatives' fault. If they hadn't tried to tackle the right, if they'd concentrated on decent, sensible, moderate centre-ground policies, they would have had a better chance of stopping these catastrophic losses that they're facing.
It's far from a done deal for Nigel Farage, though.
I think he's a bit of a clown. He's all talk and no action.
Farage angered many by saying the West provoked Russia to invade Ukraine, and some in his party have been accused of racism and homophobia.
He's got all sorts of funny ideas, very extreme ideas, and I think realistically he just doesn't represent people around here.
Thank you very much. Good. And good luck.
In a country where voting isn't compulsory, Farage must not only convince them to vote for him, but to bother voting at.
For a person having a heart attack, every second counts, and using a defibrillator can be the difference between life and death. Now, a campaign has been launched to make the device available at every neighborhood shopping center in the act.
Tom Cressy was at the gym when the man exercising next to him went into cardiac arrest.
1 minute I looked over and it looks like he was having a bit of trouble because he was having a bit of an asthma episode. And the next minute I looked across and he was on the ground. Obviously it's terrifying. I think the difficult thing is that there actually was no defibrillator in the gym.
Instead, Tom was able to use a defibrillator from a nearby supermarket, and that may have saved the man's life. It's something emergency services want to have a heart-to-heart about. Launching defib in your community, aimed at getting the life-saving device within reach of every Canberran.
We've got 30,000 Australians who suffer sudden cardiac arrest every year, and only 10% of those people survive. We know that without one, the chance of survival decreases by 10% for every minute.
They're calling for publicly accessible machines in all neighbourhood shopping centres. After failing to get the ACT government on board, communities are being asked to help. These small businesses in Cook are leading the fundraising efforts.
Any life we save is worth it. It's important for the community. Rates of heart attack are quite high, and it's really important to address that.
While defibrillators are becoming easier to use and more accessible, a recent study by the Baker Heart and Diabetes Institute and Victorian Ambulance found women are half as likely to receive the life-saving intervention than men.
For a defibrillator to be effective, absolutely, the clothes must be removed, and that is a difficult thing. Modesty. Sometimes bras can get in the way, and we can work around that. But there's ways that you can provide privacy.
And the best part is...
they're idiot-proof. They tell you exactly what you need to do, including to call for help, as well as to do compressions, where to place the pads, when to advise a shock, when to let go of the patient and when to start CPR.
A life-saving effort at the heart of the community.
You're watching TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen, Cook, Young, or Roll, a scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi, go, no scale rice, no scale price. Senisi, go, no scale rice, no scale price. But you like him?
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, India was crowded T20 World Cup winner after a 7-round victory beating South Africa in the finals and at Kingston Oval in Barbados. After 30 years, the 2007 champions overcome a top order to post a competitive 7-4-1-7-6, the highest total in a T20 World Cup final. 76 runs from Virat Kohli had helped India to a monumental first innings score of 176 for 7 as they sought their first crown in over a decade. South Africa was looking for its first world title ever as they chased 177 Hand came immensely close with some fine battle from Quinton de Nock and Heinrich Klaassen. South Africa suffered an early collapse but managed to put the chase back on track with good runs. Heinrich Klaassen with 57 rounds counter-attacked spectacularly, but India's impeccable that hovers blowing restricted South Africa to 8 for 169. The NCDDA Corporate Dart Competition concluded Tournament 1 with the finals yesterday at the Car Club in Port Moresby. PNG Power Chief and ExxonMobil, after a close contest on the dart board, the PPL Chiefs checked out to win 5-4.
In a close and fair play at the NCDDA Corporate Dart Competition, the Cup Final Challenge delivered much excitement in what showed to be an even contest between PPL Chiefs and ExxonMobil. A firing start it was for PPL Chiefs, showing their dominance in the tournament, taking out the first 2 sets of games to lead 2-0. ExxonMobil kept cool and recollected themselves to win the 3rd set of matches to bring the scores to 1. As the match proceeded, ExxonMobil regrouped to fire back for another win to level at 2-all. It was a neck-and-neck affair as players in both teams showed their skills on the board, bringing the scores down to the decider at 4-all. It was anybody's match. PPL Chiefs looked threatened with ExxonMobil keeping it cool. All eyes were waiting for the last checkout as PPL Chiefs' smart play saw them check out on 118. A jubilant celebration was in the air for the PPL team.
For us to go this far, we are 2 teams to participate in the competition, and both teams they made it to the top 8. And for the Chiefs, we made it to the grand final, and then eventually we won the competition. So it's a proud moment for the team as a whole and the company also.
ExxonMobil fought through to the finals and was happy to compete, stating it was a good networking opportunity for corporate companies and its staff.
4 out of 5, like everything went down to the wire, and they did give us a good run, and we appreciate them for the good run. At the end of the day, there has to be a loser and there has to be a winner, and we have humbled that, we have accepted that, and we have planned ourselves to move on to the next one. Companies that we have played with, regardless of the outcome, the fact of the matter is we have reached out and we have communicated, we have established good communication, and that's a bonus.
In the plate finals, despite a few hiccups in the match between BSB Bulls 2 against All Cargo Logistics, the Bankers had the upper hand, winning 5-3 in a tough fight-out. Susan Oriape, TV1 Sports.
As the tournament came to an end, high-performing darters were recognized during the presentation. Individual players from various organizations were awarded for their good play during Tournament 1 from March to June 2024. The awards included various categories from highest start, highest checkout, and highest score. According to the competition president, Dr. Kapua, it was a tough decision awarding players, but it was from recorded status that players were recognized. Individual awardees was fairly presented across the participating corporate companies: BSP, Car Club, PNG Power, PM and NEC, Coca-Cola, BPNG, ExxonMobil, and Digicel, to name a few. Meanwhile, Tournament 2 commenced in August 3, 2024. In this afternoon's first match of round 12 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition, the Dabaris proved too strong for Wagi Tumbes, defeating them 10 points to 4 at the full time. Here are the highlights.
The Digicel ExxonMobil Cup now getting underway from the boot of Wawe. Speed from one end of the field to the other. Now, that looks like a try. 6 more to go. Look at that. Again, short side play. And gets the ball. Anyway, play continues eventually. That looks forward, but It's going to be a try. They're rolling forward nicely here. Sydney Coyle, a big no argue. Moves in, strikes it. It's coming around, it's hanging there. Niki Hasu now injecting himself into the play that came off Tumbe. Peter working the short side, the grabber into the goal. And the line in midfield, Joseph again, second receiver, finding Dixon on the outside, but look at the defense from Tabaris. Dixon looking for a quick play, the ball. Never say die, that came off Central Tabaris. Here's the tag, but it's going to be called back here for a knock-on. Yeah.
This ends the sports segment, and now the weather focused. To regional, southern isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mamase and New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Highlands regions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. And that wraps up the news tonight. Have a top week ahead. Bye now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.